Well, good morning. It's actually been probably a good week because it's been an unusual week. I have tried 3 times to put a video together, and for 3 times it's been stopped for one reason or another. I had the battery died once. The second time, the phone said it had no more memory and shut off. And the third time, it was what was it? It just stopped recording, and or no, I know what it was. I thought I hit the record button, but I didn't, I guess, because it never recorded. So anyway, and then on Friday, I had to go in for a surgical procedure, and that kind of took the whole weekend away. But everything's fine. I just had to go up and have a examination. What do you call it? A colonoscopy. When you get to be older, they want you to go up there and take a movie of your insides from the bottom up. But they wanted to go from the top down too. So anyway, there's a certain point I put my foot down on healthcare because my belief system tells me that that's all taken care of. It's not like it's part of the living thing, but it's not part of life and the experience. So you go when you're supposed to go, in my view. So it's whether you do it or you don't, the end comes when it's already written to be. I guess that's odd to a lot of people. It's just kind of had that feeling my whole life that nothing's going to happen to me unless it's supposed to, because that's how my early life started. I got hit by that car. It wasn't an accident. It was on the books, but it was not an accident. It was planned to happen when it happened. And then afterwards, I get shown why it all happened, and then told, you'll understand it when the time's right. And so then the time comes right, you understand, all of a sudden it's a memory that you didn't have 5 minutes ago, and all of a sudden it's there. And that moment came for me right after my dad had passed, because it was coming, and I knew it was coming. And because of those events in my childhood and how it all tied together with my dad, and everything is actually, if you can get your head around life as it being not what's happening, but a metaphor of something else, of the bigger picture of your life, it's playing out in front of you. And that metaphor will include things that have happened in your past lives. And if you don't believe in past lives or reincarnation, you need to expand your information, because it is definitely a thing. And we're each here to experience what we're experiencing. So the fact that I can say that whole every past lives are everything, that's because that's the knowledge I have. I now have that ability to feel those past lives whenever something ties back to one of them. So something happened 2,000 years ago. Time is not linear. It's stacked up. It's all at once. And so it is happening now, it's happening then, and it will always be happening in my memories. Every single life I have lived, and there have been many, because you do your genealogy and track those characters and look at your family history as a play being played out on a stage by a group of actors, And you can then start picking out biographies of people in your family history that maybe don't exactly line up with you particularly, your bloodline, because it's a sibling at some point. They're all siblings. So they're all your parents. It's all different characters, but yet in the next life, the same people, the same characters, or the same actors are going to be playing a whole different set of characters, but yet if you examine your life really closely, you might not be the hero in the hero's story that you're living, but you are in that hero's story. Sometimes you're going to be the bad guy. Sometimes you're going to be the heroine or the hero. And sometimes you're just going to be a character that is adding some spice to the script. But you're all there to feel that lifetime, to feel everything that is put together in life for that play to take place. And that's what it's all about, to feel things. But if history wasn't history, we wouldn't be able to tie it all together. But when you start reading history and you understand that it's not really true, because history is written by whoever the victor was. And in the next life, you're going to come back and play that next script is going to be very similar to the last script you played, just different characters, different time, and different results. So the play is a projection of within yourself. So I also talk a lot about duality lately, and I've been guided that way for a reason, because when you look at everything that is going on in our life, it is to show us that there is this dualistic side of everything. If I walk up and I push you, you go backwards, but then you push forward again. That's nature. That's dualism. That's energy acting and reacting. The same thing is with a movie picture, is you have a bunch of people on a stage playing out an act according to a script. But there's also a lot of ad-libbing, because we have freedom of choice. So the script keeps changing each time a little bit because of our ad-libbing into it, because of something we learned in a past life. So now that character is going to pick up from our memory in a past life and play it out as the character he is now in this life. And you're setting the stage for the storyline of your next life. So, but when it's a wrap, nobody dies. You just take the costumes off, you go backstage, and you now set up for the next town. You're moving up the road, going to go to a little higher level, maybe be dealing with people in a little higher income bracket, and this life's going to be a little better because you're going to get more stuff in return for your acting. So if you can put life into that kind of perspective, that you are Samuel Goldwyn, but you're also Olivia de Havilland, Clark Gable. You're all of the stars, but you're also all of those characters in this movie that you are producing. And that movie is metaphoric of the life you're going to be living when you watch the movie in a different life. So you're making the movie now, you're living in it, but you might be living in the part of the movie that is in the creation of the movie. So there's a storyline in the making, in the creating, in the acting, in designing the set. Everything is a perspective of your life. And to have the story complete, you have to finish every single one of those perspectives before it's ready for production. And when you get into that life, when that play is playing out, you interact with the reviews. So the outside of your realm, that life that's going on at a whole different level, is not what we think it is. It's just energy giving us feelings that we can take back and share with ourself and every other entity that occupies what we would call heaven, I don't know, whatever, that next realm that we can move up into. Because every time we do a lifetime, we click the frequency up one notch. Just, we're no more on 99.0, we're on 99.1. And as we go through that stage, we get to the frequency 100. Now we're going to break into a higher level, 3 digits. And then it goes on up. Then the frequency keeps getting higher every time we increase our intake of feelings, of energy. We process it, we put it back out again for others to feel. And pretty soon, millions of years later, maybe on a whole different planet, we're going to have an understanding of everything. And there won't be any need to come here. We're almost at that place right now, because with everything that's going on in the world right now, the signals that we're receiving are so intense and so detailed in the metaphors that they're producing for us to pay attention to, that a lot of us aren't understanding them. But that's part of the duality. We have to divide up in the do's and the don'ts so that they can interact and we can feel what it is we don't want. Because taking things out is easy. It's determining what you want to live with for the rest of eternity that's hard. Because we want to trying to build this perfect place that everything is always good. We keep forgetting that's where we came from. We created this because nothing was happening in the other place. Everything was always good. How do we know what good is if we don't know what the opposite of that is? We always step back in that dualism because we're addicted to it. Without it, there's no purpose. Purpose and doing is dualism. So one's an action, one's a reason, and they are always in conflict. One is trying to achieve something, the other is not aware you can achieve. It just is existing in that moment of awareness. Whatever passes before it becomes the subject of the awareness, and then the object of whatever it is you're wanting to do. That's the addictive cycle we're in. We get addicted to everything in this life. It's the ability to put it down that makes life enjoyable, because now you're not addicted to it. You use it because you like it every once in a while, but you can't just live it as your life because it's a distortion. It's basically a commercial in the movie. It's trying to sell you on something else than other than what you're trying to figure out. And that's, what is this life? What is it that we are trying to do? And that journey is what this is all about. That journey is what I'm sent here, I'm told, to explain to some people. But most people aren't going to get it in time. And when I say in time, I don't mean like there's going to be an end to this. There's not. It's just there's going to be a divide. It's like we're refining humanity. But nobody's going to have like, oh, you're going to die and never come back. That doesn't happen. There is no such thing as death. The biggest thing that you're going to be facing is that you still have much, much more to learn. So you're going to continue in this world we're in until you get to the point where your frequency will click that magic number up on the dial, that 100 that says now you get to go up to a new level. You're going from AM to FM. And in FM, it's fully modulated. In AM, it's just loud, static and noise. FM filters it all out. You're working in FM, you're working with the mind as a tool of the consciousness. The heart is where you live, not in the head. I hope this helps enlighten some people on something. It's a message I was told I needed to put out, but it was also made very loudly to me that it wasn't ready to be put out last week. It had to be today. So, somebody needs to hear it, and here it is. Hope you all have a really good day. Thanks for watching. Please share, like, subscribe, whatever, all the good things. And I'll just keep talking. Have a good day.